Yo Book Nerds, I finished reading New Kid by Jerry Craft. This is a middle grade graphic novel. I've actually never read a graphic novel before, so this is my first, and I really enjoyed it. So for the college classes that I'm taking this summer, we are actually reading the second book of this trilogy for one of my classes. And I thought it was really strange that we were going to read the second book and not the first book, so I decided to pick up the first one so I could read it beforehand. And I'm glad that I did. This story is about Jordan, who is a guy, which is kind of ironic because if you watched my Great Gatsby review, I talk about how there's a Jordan in that story, and it's a girl, and I don't usually see my name in stories. And now I'm reading about another character named Jordan, but it's a guy this time. So anyway, little ironic there because I didn't expect to have another Jordan in a story so soon, but I liked it. But anyway, Jordan is in 7th grade and he is starting at this new school, and it is a very prestigious school. Lot of rich kids there. Jordan himself, his family is not rich, but they're not like super poor either. They're just like, it's not really said, but from what you can infer, they're either like lower middle class or middle class. So they don't have as much money as most of the other kids at this school. Jordan is also black, and most of the kids at this school are white. There are a few other people of color there, but not very many. And so Jordan is trying to learn to navigate this new school and find a place for himself to fit in amongst a lot of people that are very different from him in many different ways. This story is definitely a commentary on racism, classism, privilege, etc., etc. And it's done in a really accessible way, which would make sense since it's for middle grade. Some of Craft's points are a little bit on the nose for me, but again, I'm an adult reading a middle grade story, so it probably wouldn't be too on the nose for the actual intended audience of this story. On the back, it even says it's for ages 8 through 12. So if you're of that age group, it probably won't be so on the nose. But so much is tackled in this book, and it is handled so well. There is a lot of discussion about microaggressions. Obviously, I'm not a person of color, so obviously I don't know what it's like dealing with microaggressions personally, but it makes me more aware of the way that I speak because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, because I don't want to make anyone feel the way that Jordan often feels in this book and the way other people of color feel in this book. I'm kind of surprised that we're not reading this book for my class, that we skipped this one to go to number 2. I would highly recommend this for anyone that's going to be a teacher. Middle school, high school, whatever grade, I would recommend this. And I think this is great too for kids to read because it just handles such big, complex topics very well. And these discussions need to be had. So even though I couldn't 100% relate to Jordan in his specific situation and the situation that many people of color deal with, on a personal level, I still could relate to being a 7th grader, and I got bullied a lot when I was in 7th grade, and so I really understand how he felt trying to find where he fit, trying to find friends, trying to navigate that world. And there's just so many layers besides just racism, classism, etc. There is also just junior high drama, like dealing with quote unquote the weird kid and how to be nice to people even if you don't like somebody. And so it's just a great little story. I highly recommend it. It's such a quick read. It was 250-ish pages, but I flew through it in 4 days because it's an easy read. And when it comes to the ending, it ends on a good note, but things aren't all perfect, and the world isn't some brand new place where there aren't these issues. Like, these issues still exist at the end of the book, which makes sense because they still exist in our world. So it ends on a nice note, but everything isn't all wrapped up perfect in a bow. So I really enjoyed this, like I said. If you've read this, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I definitely recommend you check it out. I think that this is great for kids and for adults because it just handles complex topics in an easy, accessible way. And these conversations definitely need to be had because this is occurring all the time. That's all for me this week. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. I hope the rest of your week goes very well. And I will see you guys soon. Hit like and subscribe. Thanks for talking books with me.